Hello, in this video I'm going to be going over how to lower a Hot Wheels 2019 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. I really like the stock stance of using these Matchbox wheels and lowering the truck, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again. This is going to be the same basic principle as most of the Hot Wheels trucks and a lot of the cars as well. We need to cut a groove into the interior piece that holds down the axles, which lifts up the axle location and lowers the truck. It is important to try to keep this centered and hit even depths because it makes it much easier to secure the axles in place later. I'm going to take a guess and then do a test fit, and it is best to remove only a little at a time in order to get a perfect fit. Alright, so on my first try, the rear is getting close but the fronts are still way off, plus this left front is pushing forwards a bit. After a quick comparison, let's try another round. The rears only need a little bit more, then quite a bit on the fronts. And I'm also going to push the left front back a little bit. So we're going to do another test fit, and now this is looking really good. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. Now we're just going to trim the excess part of the interior so that we can have plenty of clearance for the tires. As you can see, the axle location has moved quite a bit to where it'll sit in the interior piece now compared to the original location. I'm going to mix up a little bit of JB Weld so that we can tack the axles into place. You want to put just a little bit right on the inside of the axle to the interior just to hold it in place. Later when the car is completed, you put a little bit more JB Weld on and it helps keep everything permanently secured. We're going to go ahead and replace the base for now so that it helps space out the rear tires. And now that the JB Weld is dry, it looks like everything's still moving, so let's go ahead and take this apart and move on to the next step. As you can see, the base is now sticking up quite a bit compared to the tires. And if you take a look at the blue truck, we're going to need to trim the base quite a bit. In order to trim the base this much, we're going to end up splitting it into a couple of pieces. We'll clean up the plastic and then do our final fit. The next step would be to go ahead and paint the truck. You'd use JB Weld on the rivet locations and to reinforce the axles to the interior and attach the middle section of the base, and that way everything will be nice and permanently secured. As you can see, we now have a really good stance on both trucks, and this one's ready to get painted. Thanks for watching.